am excited to be here with you today. Hopefully you're as excited to be here as the Bravenly team and the Emry family are. I just want to start by saying thank you to each and every one of you here who's impacted us in ways maybe you don't even know. Stuart, thank you for allowing us to be a part of the DSU. This is my sixth one, including the DSU Latam back in January. And I'm excited to have my four sons and my husband right there in the middle. You'll hear a little bit more about our story. But guys, I kid you not, every single time we're here, we take so much away and implement it Bravenly. Already, just from the sessions on Tuesday, we've sat around together implementing some incredible systems to take us to the next level. So thank you for the value you've added to us through this event, through the conversations in the elevators and the escalators and the hallways, and the way that you've transferred that confidence in us all along the way over the last few years. So we're going to share a little bit about our story today, where we started. Like Brett mentioned, I'm a former high school Spanish teacher. My husband and I started our career also in traditional business. He helped take over and run a family business from the time he was 16 years old when he tragically lost his father. And we started other traditional businesses together, all while raising these four boys. And a bit later, we had our little girl. So yes, we're a family with 5 kiddos, and we even have 2 grandchildren. We also have field network marketing experience. I was that mom sitting at church one Sunday when someone else was ignorance on fire, and she was excited to share with me a new business that she had started. And I thought, why not? Why not give it a shot? And that's where that story started 19 years ago. Our Bravenly story started in 2020. In the midst of a pandemic, we had lots of time to pray, go for walks, think about things, and really see what direction we were being called to in our life after years of industry and outside of the industry experience. And that led to calling 25 people and asking them to fly to Florida so that we could tell them something. And we heard a pause on the other end of the line because they're thinking, well, could you at least give us a little bit of an idea of what it is? And we said no. And we're not going to fly you to Florida, so if you could buy your ticket and pitch in for an Airbnb, and we'll put you all together, fly at your own risk. It's COVID season, right? Come on down. And this literally is a picture on the screen right back here of that first event in St. Pete, Florida, where we screencasted and casted a vision for what we believed we were going to do in this space. So they maybe didn't get a fancy fly-in, but they did get a Dixie cup full of our first product. Health and wellness is where we're at, and we did give them that for free. So you can see they had a great time learning about the vision. Why did they come to Florida? So we could tell them something? Because they knew us, liked us, and trusted us. And they still do. And that's where it started. So you're going to hear me talk about some of the things that we're doing at Bravenly Global. And you're going to have a sense of, oh my gosh, that sounds like what we did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Many of you maybe that started in the field so long ago. We've embraced social media, we've embraced events, and I'm going to talk through that. There's those 4 little boys now, not so little, all grown up, working here at corporate with us at Bravenly. All they know is this channel. All they know. I have pictures from one of my biggest months in the field of my son Mason sleeping in his PJs at 18 months old on my little desk so I could finish month end. Our oldest son Logan stepped out of his career as a firefighter paramedic saying, I feel like the Lord's calling me to be a part of what we are doing and the impact that we can have in this industry and in this channel. So all they know is serving people, putting people before profits, putting others first, and getting out there and going after it. Here's a little bit about our growth that you can take a look at. In 2021, our first full year, we actually launched December 8th of 2020. We are the sole owners of Bravenly. We literally just use some of our savings to get the company going and have not had to influx any other capital in it up in, so far ever. And we have continued to stay debt-free, just letting the business completely fund itself. We did a little over $1.5 million our first year. About 6 months after that, we came to our first DSU and met many of you and went, oh my goodness, goals. Let's take a look at what's happening. We did 8 million in 22, 19 million in 23, and last year we soared past 50 million. I'm telling you guys, it's our customers and it's our field. They are truly remarkable and they are so on fire and excited. And they love having something to be so excited about. So far, I know it's only the end of March, we're tracking towards 100 million this year. I can't believe I said it out loud, but I am saying that. That is what we're on track for. And I say that honestly with the utmost of humility. It is not because we are so great. It is because we have a great charge to get out there and serve people with people through this community and through what we have our hands on here in this channel. This is how our brand partners build their business, okay? It's a mix of social media and in person, but I am telling you, a lot is in person. We are teaching people how to talk to people. I know that seems crazy that we have to do that, but I know so many of you have people in your life that maybe are more glued to their phone than that conversation with you. Trust me, I love my phone. I love that we can work from our phones, but we are teaching people how to build in person. We do have about 15% that do everything on social, and I wouldn't call them influencers. I don't know that we really have anybody at Bravenly that's your traditional influencer, but we have a lot of people who have influence in their communities. They might have a decent sized following, but because we teach authenticity, being real, showing up as yourself, they are empowered. And that 15%, they do put incredible things out there on social. And I'll talk a little bit in a minute about how Bravenly helps with that. The majority are doing something in person, and I'll show you what some of those events look like, but it could even be as simple as a one-on-one. We literally had a training at our conference a month ago on how to even book a one-on-one, because we have people saying, how do you get people to actually go meet you at a coffee shop? And I think we sometimes forget that not everybody knows instinctively how to do that, right? Not everybody just knows, oh yeah, I'm gonna call them up, don't say too much, don't over communicate, get them to come there, be excited, all those things. So we teach those basics, but even before the basics of just those human interaction and personal development skills and personal relationship skills. Some things I want to touch on today, and I'm going to go through each of these and try to give you as much information. Events, how we handle products and promos, our field resources, connection to the field, recognition, and some of our keys, all right? So here's what our events actually look like. Okay, you don't have to memorize all these. These are a lot of different ways of saying similar type things, but we have Meet Bravenly events. It's very comfortable for people to come on over. They're not coming for a presentation, they're showing up for the conversation and the community that's gonna happen in that room. We have Why Bravenly, where people share their story. Why? Why did you say yes to Bravenly? Why did you look at this company and maybe you've never been in the industry, but you said, I think I could take a chance on this. I think maybe this is the first time I'm gonna join. Because shockingly, that is a huge part of the people that we have at Bravenly, brand new people to the industry. Yes, we have some seasoned veterans who came out of retirement or have been in this industry, but a huge majority have not. We do a lot of sip and socials because we have health and wellness products that taste great. So people come, they see the pretty colors, they grab the little Dixie cup, they take a drink, they learn about it, they hear stories. It's a conversation and a connection, a way for them to create community. They leave these events going, I want to have one of my own. And we teach people how you have that conversation there. How do you make it feel comfortable for people to come to that event and have them leave saying, well, can't I do one too? And we show them how to navigate that event so that people feel that way. They want to capture that excitement. We do have people that do booths and vendor shows. And I wish I had more pictures of those that I could show you, because they literally tend to be the booth or the little table where everyone's gathering. I don't know if they see the pretty colors or if it's groupthink and it's like, why is everybody over there? But it happens. And then they get to win an experience of their own, and they get to go invite their friends, whether it be for a girls' night out where they get to do a sip and social. We find ways and we teach them how to use that as a way to generate leads. Some of these things, many of you might have people doing these, or you might say, well, yes, in 2017, we had people doing that. I'm telling you, it's alive and well, and they're doing incredible. We make sure every new person that joins our company has their sponsor or their upline do a launch event for them. Yes, of course, they can do these online if they prefer, but most of the time, they are doing these in person. They are getting together. And there were some blizzards in the Midwest a week ago where, yes, the leader did have to Zoom in, but the group still got together. She just couldn't get through Iowa. And she zoomed in to do that. So it's beautiful to have technology that can help with some of these things, but I'm telling you, there is power in this, and it is duplicating in organizations. It takes a little bit for that to happen. We have 20-somethings that have embraced events. I got a text just before I was coming up here from one of our 150K and up leaders, and she does Walking Wellness Wednesdays or something like that, and a bunch of young moms are getting together, and they're going walking, and in her post, there was a picture of the back of somebody's SUV that had all their Bravenly products in there, and it's grab a free sample, put something in your water bottle, let's go walk with our little kids. Let's go have fun together. So it's not necessarily always a formal thing, but they love to get together and they love to share. Now, we do still believe in the power of conventions and conferences, and part of it for us is because we're in growth. We don't want people to have to wait a year to get really close to the fire. You know, of course, we encourage them, get to something regional, get to a sip and social, sip and sample, meet Bravenly, why Bravenly, whatever you want to call it, but find a way to get to an event. We just did our largest event ever. It was 1,500 people here last month. That was triple what it was a year ago. And so we love to get people together and to share and catch the vision. And I know that lots of us have said this before, but they'll leave saying, something feels different. I'm literally so empowered. And so some of the things that we do at those events, a lot of it is mindset and belief. I loved hearing John talk about how it's a transfer of confidence. And we know that success is an identity process. We are very intentional about who is on our stage. Some of it's top leaders, some of it's rising stars, emerging leaders, shaking in their boots, teeth chattering because they're so nervous, but they've joined, they're brand new, and maybe they hit a rank that's 5,000 in volume, all with customers, and we feature them and have them share. And people leave these events feeling like they can do it. We have the farmers, the ranchers, the horse trainers, the pharmacist, the doctor, the hairstylist, the mom, all the different things. We have the people from poverty, the people from success, the real estate agents. People look and go, oh, I look like that. I feel like that. We have 70-plus-year-olds on our stage, and we have 27-year-olds rocking the latest trends. And they leave feeling like, I'm welcome here. Our recent conference, the theme was Come As You Are. And every single person came to that going, I am accepted. I belong here. I can see myself here. So we're very intentional. Yes, on our stage, we do still teach the mechanics. Like I said, the conversations. How do you talk to people? How do you follow up? The things we assume that people know how to do, I promise you, most do not. Or they've forgotten. They've forgotten how to have a conversation. They've forgotten that it's not just about a copy and paste text, right? It's about that conversation. And so we teach that. We bring up our people that have the highest customer retention in the company, and we say, how are you doing it? What are you saying? How are you following up with people? How do you meet their needs? And it's mind-blowing. What might seem like, you know, marketing or customer retention 101 to people who've studied that, not to brand new people. And of course, you got to have those corporate announcements. We love to keep things fun and exciting. That's a part of it. I want to just tell you a little bit about this couple really quickly as we move through this, but they had industry experience, looked at Bravenly, weren't super interested in getting back into the industry, but they loved the products. They dabbled a little bit, and they said, we'll go to a conference, we'll go see what it's like, then maybe we'll see. So they came to one of our conferences. They were 10K leaders at that point, so 10,000 in volume in their team. And within 2 months, they were 75K leaders. And now they do, this is about 19 months later, they do over $3 million a month on their organization. That is because of that event. Yes, they knew what was possible, but the belief they needed to have that we were committed to this industry. And sometimes they need to see you eyeball to eyeball, right? They need to be there with you. They need to see our family working registration. I know, foreign, crazy concept, I'm sure, but they see my sons and my husband work in the boutique where we sell our Bravenly gear and swag and fill in the bags, and I'm at registration trying to find their lanyards, asking a little bit for help from the people who do this more often, but they see that. They needed to believe that we are so all in, that we're literally in with you. We will be with you, and that's what they saw. How my time is spent, and when I say mine, I also am including the Emrys with me on this. I go to lots of team retreats. I wish I could total up what we've already done so far this year. And that's when a leader gets people together to, maybe some sort of recognition weekend. Could be in their living room, could be in a bunkhouse, could be in a beautiful beach bungalow that they've rented. But going there and connecting. I literally had someone say, I was all in after a retreat because I saw you sitting on the couch in jeans and a scrunchie in your ponytail. Because that's normally how I look when I'm not up here. And they said, you seemed relatable, and I believed that you guys wanted what's best for this industry and that I could do business with you guys. Incentive trips, conferences, Zooms, connections, traveling to Sip and Socials. We do a Sip and Social right here tonight, not here literally, but in this city after we leave tonight. We've got another one in a couple of days. We did 4 or 5 in February right before our conference, and even my sons and I spent Valentine's Day sleeping on the floor at the Atlanta airport after our flight was delayed. It was 3 days before our conference. We just go and do these things with people. As far as product strategy, don't have a ton of time to get into this today. We have a few new product launches a year. We lean heavily into limited time offerings throughout the year. And by heavily, I mean a couple of times a year. But we bring exciting things out that people love. They get excited. They may get a customer into our company because of the excitement around that limited flavor or something like that. But they get into our groups and our communities and start looking at some of our customers and those conversations, and they end up being customers for life. I can talk more about this at any time with anyone. I see a few people taking pictures. Okay, when it comes to resources and support, we do a ton of the heavy lifting. We've got social media groups. We lean heavily into boards. Our marketing team, it's like they're a well-oiled machine. It's like this person's in charge of this, and you upload this, and every time we come out with something new, we have all these locations where it's gonna be. We have a special website that's for onboarding people, because I wanna know that when people join Bravenly, even if their sponsor or upline goes MIA in 30 seconds, that's no reason not to get started. That was part of my story in the industry, and thank goodness a great workbook came in the kit that I joined 19 years ago, but we do a lot of it. We have a home website, that's where they go onboard, help onboarding, momentum, and education, literally steps them through exactly what to do their first 15 days in business. Done for you content, a social media library, weekly trainings with our VP of Field Development. We have special coaching groups and challenge groups. Some of that's on the next page. Hopefully you got a picture of that. We are in leader chats. We are in conversations. We have a special coaching group that's called Dash to Director. Director's our core rank. Our 2,500 in volume is what that rank is. We help coach people to that. We help coach them to that leadership level of 30K in their business, or 40K VP group. I'm in so many team chats. Literally, I'll get put in there. I had someone message me an hour ago and say, hey, my team's rallying for the end of the month. Can I put you in our team chat just for a few minutes to send a voice clip in there and cheer them on, and I promise I'll take you out. And half the time, they do remember to take me out of the chat. The other half, I just hang out on the team page as a fly on the wall and just kind of see what's going on in there. But I'm here to do what I can, and our family is here to do what we can to build those connections and build that community and trust. And we don't just tell them we love this industry, we show it each and every day. I wish I could share so much more with you guys. Recognition is huge, lots of it. I kind of wove throughout this and mentioned it. Every single month we do a Brave Nation Zoom where we shout out all the recognition. That's me on there, my family in attendance on there, and we share the highlights from the month before. We congratulate every single person for stepping up and doing anything to take action in their business. What you reward and what you recognize is what they repeat. So we find those things that matter the most and move the mark. We heavily recognize customer gatherers, people who are increasing their customer sales and customer retention and customer enrollments. We do have brand partner enrollments. We do talk about duplicator awards and people that are enrolling people and then going and helping develop and teach and train them how to have that success. So to wrap it up, to make room for who's next, I just want to say here are some keys that we have found so pivotal in our company. And you've seen it even just in the little bit of time we had here. Creating community, authentic community. We're grieving together the hard stuff. My sister died of an aneurysm a few months ago, single mom of 8 kids. 45 years old. We're grieving with our top leaders. We're celebrating with our top leaders, the wins, the graduations, the new houses. They know that they can trust us to be authentic, number 2, and real and show up. And because we're not afraid to show the real side of our life, they know they can trust us with those big things: authenticity, transparency, trust, and humility and gratitude. I'm telling you, that is key. Because we can have a beautiful brand we're proud of, wonderful onboarding training and growth systems. We can have wonderful incentive trips, and all those things are here. But if we don't have the people, we have nothing. If we don't have the community that is so on fire for these products and what this business can do to change their life, it doesn't matter what we have with anything else. And they feel that, and they know that every good and perfect gift comes from above. We don't take any of this for granted, and we never want to ask them to work harder than we're willing to work double for them, and they see that, and they want to lock arms, they want to align with us, and they want to be a part of this movement, of this channel. We teach them and show them every day that we're proud that we are professional network marketers. That's not a scary thing. That's not a yucky thing. There's no reason to hide it. This industry is so special. It has literally changed lives, including ours and so many others. And we're going to keep shouting it from the rooftops, pounding pavement and running down jetways and sleeping on airport floors if that's what it takes to keep waving our Bravenly flag, waving the flag about this industry and what we have our hands on, because there is so much hope here. So thank you guys so much.